And a good evening to you, rugby fans. Welcome to Fairfield, Connecticut, where Fairfield University is playing host to the Liberty Rugby Conference Championships. There have been matchups all day long, culminating in this, the battles of the undefeated for Division One. It is the Brown Bears versus the Siena Saints. They are two undefeated teams playing for the Division One championship matchup. I am John Broker, joined by the contact coach, Craig Wilson. Great night for rugby in Fairfield.
It sure is, John. Excited to be here. What a beautiful night. Two great teams going at it.
It is going to be fantastic to see Austin Ryan, the director of rugby for Fairfield U. Great job hosting this event. We're going to take a look at these two teams' records and coaching staffs and talk about some of the players. We're going to get started with the Siena Saints. They are technically number one in Division One. They are undefeated, Craig, at 6-0. They beat Iona 28-14 in the semifinals last week to make it to this matchup. They had a much bigger scoreline against Iona earlier in the season, so that turned into a very good matchup for the Siena Saints team, but they have been just on a tear so far.
Absolutely, John, and they're peaking completely at the right time. They've built and built and built, and that win last weekend against Iona, 28-14, that was a big statement win. It's got them into their final, so keep an eye on them today because they're just only getting better.
They've taken on a team with experience in the Brown Bears. The Brown Bears also undefeated. They beat AIC last week 40-0. Big defensive effort from the Bears. And they are the defending National Collegiate Rugby Division One champions. As you take a look at freshman Asa Rosenmeyer making a big impact this year, Brown have the experience, Craig.
Absolutely, and last week against AIC, 40-0. That's a massive score, but it's not just a score, it's how they played. It was team tries, they were moving the ball, they were at their best with their scrum and their line out. And as you mentioned earlier, John, their defense was excellent. That is a huge win to get them into this final.
It has been raining all fall in the Northeast. It'd be nice to see them play on a dry track. Take a look at Jaco Visser, the head coach for Siena, a longtime Northeast rugby coaching legend right there. Jaco Visser, joined by a couple of Rugby New York people. It's Stephen Lewis, the GM. You see him on the top left of your screen there. And Brad Tucker, a player for Rugby New York, also an assistant coach at Siena, along with Greg Matthew, their coordinator. For the Brown Bears, you have Dave Laflamme. Dave Laflamme, 25 years at Brown. Got that championship under his belt last year, really working hard at it. Joined by Ryan Grant, you see there, with the legendary Eddie O'Sullivan as a technical and assistant coach, and Oliver Julian. Great coaching team there at Brown. Let's take a look at the lineups. We're going to start with the Siena Saints, and we're going to go to the contact coach.
Yeah, two players to look out for, the spine of the team, Hooker, Bronkhorst, and then you've also got McCallum at number 8. Really important players, and watch them trying to get Siena on the front foot earlier, and they need to be really up for it today, particularly against this formidable Brown team. So they're two players to watch. And when we move it into the backs, number 13 and captain Ben Burridge, really important player for them. He's a great runner, he's a great passer, and he can also thread the ball through with his boot as well. Really important player for Siena.
For the Brown Bears, let's take a look at this squad.
It's packed with star names, but I'm going to point out to number 7, Henrique Gabriel. He goes under the radar a little bit, but he's great in open play, wonderful around the rucks and the breakdown work, and he's going to really make sure that Brown gets go forward ball. And also, you've got to look at Ollie Corbett in the lineouts. Fantastic operator, and that's where championships tend to be won. And if we just move on to the backs, you can't go further in this powerhouse of a center partnership. You've got Junior Gaffer and Tito Ajua in the midfield. Watch them trying to punch holes all day long. Also great defensively, and they're going to be the big power players for Brown.
Brad Super going to the New England Free Jacks, one freshman just starting out at Brown. Here's your finishers for tonight's matchup. These are the players that are going to bring the energy as the game goes on and try to make a big difference. What a matchup we have coming for you tonight. Your referee for tonight's contest is going to be this man, Matt Lake, taking the center referee spot. He is joined by Mikey Rudzinski and Jeff Tancredi as his assistant referees. As you see the Siena Saints in green, they're going to go from right to left on your screen. Brown Bears will be receiving this one. We are underway in the Division One championship game for the Liberty Conference. That Lineouts, our kickoff taken down by Siena. Win their own kickoff. They're on the front foot immediately. Good work by the Saints to get things going. They want a fast start. Frederick de Coker moves that one out. The number 9 junior from Swaziland. De Coker again moves a little wider. Bronkhorst, we talked about him in the lead up to the game. He's going to be an important carrier for this Saints team. They're looking early to get towards the try line, and that's a big break right there. The referee Lake has spotted something, and they are going to bring that back. As a little interesting there, Pierce seemed to have hurt himself.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it looks like a bit of a hammy tweak there. He'll be hoping he can run that one off, but I tell you what, it all came from that early kickoff pressure to get the ball back. And Siena looked threatening. That man in the midfield there, number 2, Rupert Bronkhorst, he's got to get a bit of go forward. Just as we look back, it looks like a slightly forward pass. Maybe a tweaked hamstring at the same time, John.
Certainly. He's just back from injury, actually. So this is, he's been out for about 5 weeks with a hamstring injury. So Eddie Pierce going to want to be careful with that one. This is going to be an important part of the game right here as the scrum comes in. You see Dylan Lewis to put the ball in for the Brown Bears. Their scrum has been powerful and led them to a championship. But that ball slips away right there out of Esteves' hands. Unusual for the Portuguese age-rated international. Let that one slip.
That's a couple of handling errors there for Brown. No real excuses. It's a perfect conditions out there. The ball's nice and dry. And you can see the solid scrum from Brown, and they just look to try and get it away quickly.
That was a pretty good first picture.
Slipped out of his hands. There's not much you can say about that. This has given Siena a wonderful field position this early in the game.
Certainly has. His first couple of minutes being down in the center of the field to the ball, slip off Esteves there, ready for the back, the referee Matt Lake. So this will be Siena ball. You have De Coker to put it in. McCallum, one of the players we talked about, in the number 8 at the back there. McCallum, the junior from Grahamstown, South Africa, may try to run with this. So we're going to have a penalty immediately, and this is what Brown is so good at, putting pressure on the opposition front row. People congratulating Asa Rosenmeyer there, but Brown is going to be able to move this one downfield.
Yeah, Brown would have been working on all that all week long, and Siena as well. They know they must stop the Brown machine, but is their scrum, and also what's going to come up is the line out. But that was a big win to get that ball back from Brown, just to send a message to saying you've got to be really good if you're going to defeat us, particularly at the set piece. Just as we look back at here, you can see the power coming on from Brown. Timing was great, all 8 in unison, and then the Siena front row just standing up there. They can't withhold the pressure. Huge penalty.
Already putting some pressure on Brody Passy there, the tight head number 3 for the Siena Saints team. First line out of the game here. Brown, chance to get a little bit of offense here in this matchup. That's Ollie Corbett. He's visible in the red scrum cap. The ball comes just a little flat there, so they have to do a bit more work with Henry Gabriel. But Gabriel always manages to get himself on the front foot. Impressive player. Another Portuguese international, 8th grade international, went to high school in England. Rafael Lansanur puts it in the middle of the field. Ball gets into the hands of one of the Brown players and be able to recycle this one. They had an interesting start to their season. They're starting to fire on all cylinders if they can get going. And see Pip Pilato get it to Junior Gaffa. Junior Gaffa, soon to be in New England. Free Jack is working his way downfield. He is not going to be stopped. He hands that one off. They're flirting with the touchline here. Are this Brown Bears team, but they're still alive. They're going to come in the back. Here's Lansanur. Lansanur stopped on the outside, has to step inside, not held, to be able to keep going. Good work by the Frenchman, the Aix-en-Provence-born player. Little pop pass up there. Forward pod going to keep it rolling. They're going through the phases and going through their structure. Lansanur again. Hands it off. Quick recycled ball. A lot of quick ball for Brown early in this game in this 4 minutes. Pass off there. Ollie Corbett lets that one slip. So we're going to have a scrum here. You can see Corbett and not thrilled with himself right there. Scrum here for Siena. We'll see if Brown can put him under pressure again.
How about that man, Junior Gaffer, going down that sideline. He is back and back with a vengeance. What teams often talk about is the yards after contact. And you can see there, Brown, every single time when they're carrying the ball, they're carrying with pressure. Oh, we look back at Junior Gaffer here. Just look how he's pumping those legs. Difficult to tackle, even footsteps. And then he just transferred the ball as well. So great, really contact skills. And then keeping the ball alive. Look at that offload out the back. Wonderful from Junior Gaffer. But the whole Brown attack there was yards after contact. And Ollie Corbett, just as the pressure was starting to build, he just took his eyes off the ball there, drops it. But good stuff from Brown overall. They're going to be frustrated with that third handling error, and we're only 5 minutes in the game.
Both these teams really comfortable ball in hand right now. Can go through their good structures, interplay between the backs and forwards. And very good. Brown with another big squeeze on here. Are they going to win this one? They have. Estevez has it. Estevez breaks off to the left-hand side. Had a waiting Saints player on top of him there. McCallum trying to rip that one away, but it's going to come back for the Brown Bears. Brown Bears get the ball out quickly. Another big fight for it right there. Brown on the move. Brown looking for some runners. Valley Corbett, sure-handed this time. Takes that one in. Brown off to the left-hand side. Can they find the space? Big hits coming in for Siena. Siena clearly done their homework, know where this team is going to run to. It'll be a battle of wills for a little while here until one team can put a little dominance there. Player hadn't really rolled away for Siena. They're going to hang on to it. Dyer going to hang on to that as Steve is going to come in and clean over the top of it. Dylan Lewis will go off in the semifinal. A little bit of a calf injury there he's nursing. But tough player from Pelham, New York. We got a penalty for not rolling away against the Siena Saints. First penalty here against the second penalty against the Saints. Great field position here for the Brown Bears.
Yeah, you can just see in the first 5 minutes, Siena, they eventually gave away the penalty for not rolling away. They've clearly targeted the ruck in defense. They want to try and slow it down. But on many occasions there, they're actually not getting away. They're not allowing it to be clean ball. That one was a bit more obvious. But just keep an eye out for that. Because Siena, they're challenging the ruck. They're just not quite rolling away.
Yeah, thank you.
Watson Noor and the Brown Bears have elected the kick here. Captain Ollie Corbett in on that conversation. Watson Noor, the biology and economics major. Played some rugby in Singapore. He played at the United World College there. He's taking a look at the penalty.
Yeah, we've got the double tackles in. Brown get a slight movement on. We can just see you have to roll away. You can see that he's clearly slowing that ball down. You've got to get out of there much quicker. You can see Brown, they're not happy. That's a few occasions. They've earned themselves a penalty.
Watson Noor lines up to kick this. Could be first points of the game here. Brown launched that one. It looks like it's going to fall just shy, and it has. The poster in the back of the try zone here.
It's a gray line,
Craig, but it's going to come back out. 22 drop here for the Saints.
Yeah, it's a longer kick than you think with the football post down at the deep in the end zone.
Referee Lake whistles that one up. Did that not get kicked properly? We're going to come back here for a scrum to Brown, or is it going to be another drop kick? No, we're going to go back for a scrum here for Brown. Great attack position. Bit of a mistake there from the Saints.
Yeah, that's a big error, just not playing the 22 restart quick enough or correctly. And this Brown, particularly with the first two scrums that you've seen, there's already been 2 penalties drawn. Okay, we're going to be looking to try, if they get the initial shunt on, watch them try and keep it at the back. Number 8, Estevez, just to try and really keep the squeeze on.
From Lisbon, Portugal. Lisbon is home at Rugby Club.
Set, stable.
So there's a junior at Brown. Brown ball in. They get that drive on referee Lake. Keep an eye on things. Giving them a penalty advantage here. So free play for Brown. They've got Gaffa. They've got a Jua. They're going to run a Jua. Jua, the first-year player. A Jua out of Harrow School in England.
Tackle, no hands.
The Brown Bears, still playing under penalty advantage right now. Ball's up there to Gaffa. Gaffa's going to hang on to this one. Gaffa's going to get by the first 2. It's going to be Nino Tonisi, the junior from East London, South Africa, that drags him down. Big number 1 there for the Saints. Across the field they come. JT Dyer gets that ball to Henry Gabriel. Henry Gabriel working his way through, loves the run, ball in hand, does the sophomore. Matt Mitchell gets that one out to Ollie Corbett. Ollie Corbett is there. Ollie Corbett, you can see the try line right there in front of this Brown team. Can they work it in? Can they get it done? All coming back. There was zone there, so a little pop-up. And that one's in. Try awarded to the Brown Bears. First 5 points to Brown, the defending champion. Really showing what they have right there.
Oh, absolutely massive from Brown. It all started with that dominant scrum, so they could roll the dice a little bit more because they had the penalty advantage. And it was just brilliant. Once they got to that try line, just see how they're working hard. Their ruck skills were really good. Ollie Corbett there, he's just taking his time. And just look how he dives at the floor and then uses his momentum with the support player to get over. That was really smart play. He kept himself really low, and then he just allowed the momentum to do the work. Brown, tell you what, their running has been absolutely brilliant this half, and it all started with Junior Gaffer off that scrum penalty.
Looking good there. Lonsenor puts that one up and hits, so it's 7-0. Interesting Estevez story. His father was the captain of the Portuguese national team. Portugal's had a great showing at the Rugby World Cup. So they may have an eye on this man Estevez.
All about it? Okay.
For the try here for the Brown Bears.
Yeah, technically that was really, really good from Estevez. He really just put a nosedive essentially with a try line because he knew he had support, which was going to be momentum driving, and that's what got him over. Very, very smart play.
Kickoff to come after that mistake from Siena down at the 22 that resulted in this Brown try. They're going to want to make up for it. Coach Visser will have confidence in this team. They've had such a good season. Just got to put their bits and pieces together here, and a knock on off the kickoff from Brown is going to give them that opportunity.
Yeah, so from the kickoff and now from a restart, Brown are looking a little bit vulnerable here. That's two occasions, exactly the same place as from the initial restart, but this time Siena are going to have to get to work in the scrum. And really, they want to be doing essentially a 7 scrum, John. They want that ball in and out, because the longer that's in the scrum, the longer Brown have got an opportunity to turn the screw, do what they do best.
Change here as Dolnick is in at number 19. You take a look at Estevez just missing that ball. Casper Picolato wearing number 6, maybe off for a blood sub-injury. We'll find that out for you. The ball in strong from the Saints, but another penalty for Brown. Let's see how pleased the boys are. That is what they love.
Yeah, this is absolutely massive, and you just got to be intrigued by it. The Brown scrum is something that took the whole.
The front rows get pushed back, the lock's locked out, so they fold it over the top. Yep. Yeah, it's right here.
A little word there from Matt Lake, as you were saying, Craig.
Yeah, just as we were listening to the referee, great communication from Next Level Rugby. Really, really great work at the scrum with Brown. They just put a lot of pressure on. Just as we look back here, Sienna needs that ball in and out. Easier said than done, because as soon as your hooker takes that break foot off, that's when it becomes vulnerable. And you can see the front row from Sienna, they're starting to buckle. You've got players going in all directions. Easy decision for the referee, particularly if you look back at the last 3 or 4 scrums.
A couple of teams have really started to stand up for this Brown scrum.
Okay, so yeah,
use the white line. As you can see now with Junior Gaffa back in the fold, and Jua really working his way into the team system, it makes him a lot harder to stop here. Siena, very talented team, good players. We will see them do just that. Line out here. With the Corbett. Corbett, as Greg said, a good operator, but we're going to come back for a penalty against Siena there. Didn't quite see the hand motions. They're not sure what happened. Player just pulling him down. Referee Lake is saying.
Yeah, Siena are trying to get maximum pressure on the line out, and they nearly did a good job there. But we can't be pulling the arm when the jumpers are up in the air. It's got to be a fair contest. You can go for the ball, but you can't play the arm. And then that's just the Brown machine getting to work. As we just look back on this, there's a fair competition, but you can see he pulls the arm there, and that's what you can't do, particularly in the air. It's an easy decision for a referee who's right on the spot. Look at his positioning. Excellent work.
Corbett is 6'5", 230, and lifted by the 6'4", 270 Rosenmeyer. They can get some height for Corbett there.
Let's get a ball, please.
England native.
Wing, have that ball come in. All right, fine. Send it back.
As so often happens in these games, they're just waiting for a rugby ball.
You fans are wonderful.
Critical needs.
All right. Here we go.
Joe El Hasso to put this one in. Hasso is going to go to the tail this time. Get it to Lewis. They're going to work to the backs this time. JT Dyer, the wrap around. Keep a little starter play going forward to get a structure together. They come in behind. Ejua gets that one. Player a little isolated, but Ortaparia able to get that one out. Gets it in the hands of a Hasso. Hasso, the hooker, patrolling that line there. And big number 5, Alec Brundle, takes him to the ground. Another break coming. There's Gabriel. Gabriel standing out as a ball carrier early in this matchup. Ball to Dyer. Dyer, little wrap around there. Trying to get the ball out, but a big penalty coming from referee Lake. We may see a card here. I think it was high tackle, nothing malicious.
Direct contact to the neck, 13.
Player going off is Ben Burge, the captain.
Yeah, big loss there. If we just look back at this play, just got his timing wrong. He's just upright in the tackle, makes contact with the head. Bit of mitigation there that wasn't full force. It was more of a wrap tackle, but it's certainly high. And it's an easy decision for the referee to give that yellow card.
We're getting there. Yeah. So they've been different people, but we have 2. If it's down here, we're going to start talking about it.
Yep. Just a mistake there. Unintentional, but it's going to give an opportunity for Lansanur to extend the lead here.
Absolutely, there was enough mitigation in that just to keep it at a yellow, but we have got player safety at the forefront. But Brown were really impressive. They're winning the first carry, the first collision every time, and that's what's allowing them to go on the front foot.
Kick here at Rafferty Stadium by Rafael Lansanur as they move to 10, the Brown Bears. The first half, about 15 minutes gone.
Is that three scrum
Liberty
penalties?
Conference
I know there's at least two.
D1
Is there
championship matchup.
Three in the scrum. Okay, thank you. Yep, we're building that trend. Oh yeah, yep.
This restart is an area where Brown are going to be looking to tidy up. Two mistakes, two restarts. So Siena will be looking to try and get a little bit of impetus in the game, and it could start right here.
Another high kick. Siena's done a great job putting pressure on these. This one does come down a little cleaner, but the hit is well timed right there. Well done. Looks like Luca Holloway made that one. They get the ball to Lansanur, and he's one of the great boots on this team and launches it downfield. Gets his team a little breathing room there as they're just inside their own half. It's going to be a Siena Saints lineout.
That was an excellent exit play from Brown. They got the kick off, they were under pressure, but that pass back to Lansanur and then this kick is absolutely brilliant. You can see this pressure, the ball bubbled, but Brown got their exit strategy in place. Nice clean ruck, excellent pass, and then that boot of Lansanur, that is a huge kick just to take away that pressure.
Receiver, take one step. Thank you.
On course, puts that one in. The Brown lineout continues to do well. It's knocked on by Siena there, but taken down by Brown. They'll be happy to play with this one. Lewis to Lansanur, big A's of Rosenmeyer. This year player out of Belmont, Mass. Played for Greg Bruce at Belmont High School.
Yep. 50-22
back
on
to
hold.
Lansanur. He's going to go to the booth. There's a good chase coming on here, and they have some open field they hit as the Siena Saints regather that one. They're going to go to the boot.
They're holding.
Ball there to Ejua. Ejua had some room to run, but he's going to get it to Lansanur. Lansanur going to have a go. He's a slippery customer. Slight of build, but can certainly get through a few when he needs to. And get the ball to Dyer. Dyer is going to put that one up in the air. Kind of swirled a little bit. Around Corbett's on the case there, where Emmett Pearl takes it down. Pearl, a sophomore from Stoughton, Mass. Playing for the Saints. Ball seems to be turned over there by Brown. Referee Lake says it's good, so they're going to be able to play. Lewis summing up his options here, looking for the right player. Gets it back there to Ejua in the first receiver position. Looking to break through the midfield, but not.
It's in the way. We're done.
Isolated. Looked like he was going to be there for a second. As the shape for Brown starts to come back together. Bury their heads and get this one going. That is Matt Mitchell taking that one in. Mitchell, senior from London. Gets turned over there by Siena. Good turnover by the Saints. They're not releasing.
Yeah, great technique there. Just listening to the referee.
Stop talking now. Play on the edge, not over the edge. That's all I'm asking.
So sometimes as a ball carrier, you can when you get disconnected, you can see how he wins that initial collision. He got disconnected from the support. If we just watch the jackal attempt there, he clear release, look at that nice wide base, he stays strong, he wins the shoulder height battle, therefore he won the penalty.
Ball does not find touch, however, and Brown is on the move. It looked like it was knocked on there. I heard the referees say, play on the edge, not over the edge, and stop talking to one of those Siena players, which means, you know, he's been hearing him in his ear a little bit.
I saw the idea.
Fed up with the chirping they're going to have there. One thing you want to do is you get the referee on your bad side.
Yeah, you stay there. You got
it. Just from a Siena point of view, they're just trying to get energy in any possible way back into this game. Achieve a team up. Sometimes that goes over the edge a little bit. Siena, look, it's 10-0 right now, but they just want to get in one possession. They need to win this scrum, build possession. That's going to build them into the game. This is still a close contest.
Very close, 10-0. We're 2.5 minutes gone. Here from Coker. And college first team in high school ball slips over. Waiting Siena player there. Nearly a big hit from Junior Gappa. The player able to pinball off there. Gets his knees to the ground. The ball is ripped away by Gabriel, but just at that split second, we're going to need to give that up for Rux. Be a penalty here for the Siena team. Player his knee down on the ground.
I got it. Okay,
as soon as that knee's down, you've got to release. The Siena much better in the scrum. They won that scrum. It was a bit of a handling error there from Isaac Frost, but the scrum would be much better.
Well, they find some room on that one. They're just outside the 22 as we take another look.
Yeah, big collision there. We're just watching great awareness. See how he gets his knee down onto the floor. That becomes a tackle.
Right, Mikey,
Therefore, Brown must release. They're still continuing to play like it was a maul. So really good awareness there from Siena. Get that knee on the floor. Tackle's called. The defenders have to release.
The white is 15. Yeah, you're fine.
There for Siena to throw it in, but it was well done. Bronkhorst, your psychology major, put this one in.
Nobody there. Play on. Sorry about that.
Ball up, taken by Brown. Brown on the move. They get that one just inside midfield.
No.
You see Siena just contesting these breakdowns. They're going to keep ball in hand. Little pop up there to Ollie Corbett. Ollie Corbett's going to get across halfway and get his knees to the ground. Siena's going to have to release there. Dylan Lewis, JT Dyer, flat pass in the middle of the field there, but good tackle coming on by the number 6. That's Kapatanakis for Siena. Oh, ripped away by the Siena Saints, however, and Tonisi, number 1, comes in and takes it. Is this going to get turned over again? It will not. Siena on the move now inside their own half, with just a bit of room to run. Trying to take the corner on Njua is Senan Grove. Can't quite get around there. Can Senan Grove, the junior from Bristol, England. Ball into contact one more time. Good rushing defense there. Estevez makes a big hit for the Brown Bears, and this one is going to come back. Joseph Alhasso has all of it. Alhasso takes it into contact. On the defense again are the Saints. Dylan Lewis spots some space back there, gets that ball back. It's going to roll towards touch. Siena has to kick it into touch. So it's going to be a line out here 5 meters out from the Siena try-zone. Great result off a couple of turnovers there that eventually Brown take advantage of.
A massive defensive effort from Brown. Maximum pressure at the ruck. They're turning over the ball. Look at Ollie Corbett there. He's fighting. They're just causing chaos. And then when they get that opportunity to do it once again, first of all, great tackle. But Brown are now on the front foot. They can pile the bodies in. And they get the turnover. But wonderful from Dylan Lewis for that box kick, because Siena were in attack. That means their winger was out of position. So putting that ball over the top is a wonderful decision. Great execution. And now they've got themselves some serious territory.
Siena 15. Yeah, I see him. I just need him off.
It looks like Eddie Pierce is going to come off the field. First came back after that hamstring injury. Unfortunately, looks like he's going to go off the field.
Thank you.
Have to be replaced.
Time on.
The maul for Brown can be just as good as their scrum, so look for them to try to power this one over the line. But they're going to pop that one up instead. Interesting play, and Alhasso's going to dive over. Alhasso steps in a touch. Going to be a line out here at their 5 meter line for Siena. A little rare there, trick play from Brown, and they usually try to drive that in.
No, absolutely. So Siena are fully expecting them all. The whole league is expecting them all. There's a little wraparound play here. And I just thought, as he came through there, you can see he was caught off. He could have dummied and went himself, but unselfishly he gave it. Just look at that foot just in touch before he gets it down. Great camera work here. And yep, clearly in touch. Well recovered there from Siena, but now that's gonna be in their minds.
It bounces off a bunch of different players there. They're in trouble in the back of the try zone. It's going to get put down by Siena. It's going to wind up being a 5 meter scrum here to Brown. They will be licking their lips for this one.
Yeah, I can't imagine this is going to go much further than number 8 here. They're going to be looking to turn maximum pressure on. But that did come from a bit of a faulty line out from Brown, so it's not all going their own way. It was a bit unfortunate from a Siena point of view, because they got the turnover bouncing off the head. But look, it's really tough when you're deep in your own try zone. The only thing you can do there is put it down, and unfortunately there for Siena.
Brody Passy not going back with his head, the number 3 for the Saints. He's going to have to take on Algendari. He's been popping up from Algendari. Algendari, the Fairport, New York native and senior. The Rochester Aardvarks has been strong. You can see him there on that left-hand side, just working Passy as best he can. Big drive coming and trying to get through. They have the penalty advantage here. Dylan Lewis just has to pop that one out. Can they get this one in the try zone? Doesn't matter if they knock that one on. They can get back to the penalty. As you see Senan Grove try to kick that one to Bridgeport. They're going to come back for penalty here against
forward captain.
The Siena Saints.
We now have 4 scrum.
I know Brown. They may choose another scrum.
This one is now inside the 5. If it escalates, someone from the front's going to have to go. We need them to stay up and stay solid the whole time. It's mainly your tight head. Okay. So we need to stay up. If you got to go back, but you have to stay up. Okay. Tell the boys. Do you want to scrum? Okay.
So the referee's now given a team warning.
Okay,
So now this
and
is
we're gonna have the
extra
card
jeopardy
back on,
for Siena now. But if you
Time
look
is
back
still
at
off,
Brown,
Coach
you
John.
can see just the power
you.
coming on. And then that's where Siena go down.
Yep,
As soon
thank
as
you,
that
Peter.
knee's down,
Ben, thank
they're
you.
out the game. That's
Okay.
illegal. And just look at
Time
that
on.
secondary
Scrum
shunt.
called.
Absolutely huge. But now
Penalty for
Siena
scrum
are on the
collapse.
team
Scrum.
warning. If there's another penalty here, it's probably going to be a penalty try and a yellow card. So Siena have to really dig deep.
Siena has just brought a yellow card back on. Captain Ben Furridge back on the field. Sedberg school player, very important to the Siena team. Brown
Fine.
takes these penalties, loves to choose these scrums. They know this is a power. They know this is deflating for other teams might play them. So it's something they try to do is that one just goes down. Referee Lake is going to have us come back up. You see
Get
Rose
closer if you have
Stodolnik
to.
there,
This
number
has to stay up.
19.
Here we go.
Another first-year player on
John,
this
all of
team
you.
from Larkspur, California. Played with the Marin Highlanders. Now playing rugby at Brown for Dave
Get
Laflamme.
this set up right. Crouch.
See some of the backs stacked out there. JT Diarez, Cortabaria are right on his heels if they decide to go to the backs. Again, I would expect this to stay tight as Algin Dari starts driving on that side. Big drive coming from the Brown Bears. Brown, everything breaks up here. There's another advantage here against the Siena Saints. So the penalty try could be coming, but a little slip inside. Brown spills that one forward. We come back here, a referee. There's another penalty against Siena, and it takes time off. Let's listen to him and his assistant referee have a chat.
Okay. Number 3. Too many. Number 3 gave up 4
Brody
of those
Passy,
penalties.
the first-year player from Newport, South Wales.
Okay.
Lonwern High School.
Scrum called. We're going to
I
need
said that
someone
wrong,
in for number 3
but
and then somebody
he
else
is going to be
go
off the field for a few minutes for a yellow card. Another tactic of Brown's. Have to bring in another front row player as they send
24:45 on the clock.
John Kapatanakis off the field, the Brooklyn, New York native, played Xavier High School. Take another look.
Yeah, you can just see even from the initial setup there from Siena, they're getting high because they're worried about what's coming, so it's already in their minds. And as soon as Brown get that shunt on, that's where it comes from. I'm slightly surprised there wasn't a penalty try there actually, because that's now 2 penalties after a conversation and a yellow card.
Lake being as patient as he can be here. And we have a reserve prop who's going to have to deal with this, so that's always a bit of trouble for them. You can see that player a bit high in there already back there. Make a loop.
All right, guys. Let's go. Let's go.
From a Brown point of view here, you've got to stay patient. Yes, you've got the upper on Siena so far, but you've got to keep your profile. You can't be too eager because that's also when the attack can start giving away penalties too.
Bind.
5 minutes gone in this first half. Liberty Conference D1 Finals. Road to the NCR Championships. Brown, of course, defending champions. Showing it right here as they drive that one toward the try line. Estevez finds it. Estevez jumps on it. Can't get it to the try line there. They're going to have to fight for it. We have a knock on at the end of all this by Brown. No penalty try for them, but they are working here. A second knock-on comes from Siena, but Siena's reward, call it that, with a scrum at their own 5-meter line.
Yeah, that scrum completely disintegrated there from Siena. I'm surprised them to come back. Just look at the angles of everyone there. Surprised me that's not a penalty try, but as we look to play here, it looks like there's a slight knock-on as he reaches out, so Siena get away with that one.
Okay, yeah, you tell me. I'll watch you. Right, thank you.
On an offensive scrum, Brown is going to have one thing in mind.
Keep the elbows up.
Shaping for a kick there. They would like to get this out of their own zone if they can. Play a little bit further down the field. Lewis pointing some people out. Coker gets us going again. Well held there by Siena. Good scrums. They come up the back to McCallum. McCallum makes a couple of meters there. Brown players in and over. Ripped it away illegally after they fell on the ground. It looks like Estevez. That's going to be a penalty against Brown. They're not going to get the points down here.
Much better scrum from Siena. That's exactly what they need. As Estevez went into that ball, yes, he won the race. Yes, he was first there. But after he had that first bite of a ball, you can see his knee hit the floor. Easy decision for the referee. You must stay on your feet.
Sienna push that one towards touch, and we'll find touch here at Rafferty Stadium as we take another look.
Yeah, much better scrum there from Siena. We've got the ball out, rightly so here. And you can see Estevez, number 8, who's coming in. He is first there, but just watch that right knee hit the deck there. Now he's off his feet. He must release the ball. He continues to play the ball, and then that's illegal.
Yeah, he's fine there. Good.
Line out here, Bronkhorst. This one in again. Great college player, Transylvania High School. Ball goes up, taken by Siena. They were looking for a little wrap around the back there, but they knocked it on. It looked like, maybe not. Indeed not. It's going to be Siena ball here. I thought I saw the referee call it your knockdown, but it's going to come back. Ball's over the head there of Lance Noor, but he's going to be able to keep it in field. Lance Noor has a good boot. Lance Noor is going to hang on to this one. Lance Noor threading his way through a couple of defenders there. We see the Siena defensive line working its way up as they go back to Ajua. Ajua needs to keep this one in field and does. Comes down into the hands of one of the Siena Saints. Number 9 to Coker, fakes a little kick there. Now he's held up by Junior Gaffa. Junior Gaffa gets him to the ground eventually. They've lost some ground here as Siena. They're going to have to work their way back. Defense coming up.
Good job, 19.
So the ball come back to the Coker. The Coker launches it downfield. Ball goes directly in a touch, however, so it's going to come back. It's going to be a line out for Brown. We have played these last 10-15 minutes in the Siena end of the field.
Yeah, you can see there Siena were just trying to get a bit of field position. A couple of good kicks initially. They just went for the box kick there, and it was just a little bit overdone. Went straight into touch, so that means it's back for the line out.
5.
Coach Dave LaFlamme probably feeling a little bit aggrieved. They didn't get a penalty try or 5 points after the last trip down there. And Eddie O'Sullivan, Ryan Grant will want some points here. Jaco Visser, Steve Lewis. Tucker will be wanting exactly the opposite. First runner again is Gabriel. Come back to the short side to Corbett. Corbett's going to launch one where it was supposed to go, so it's going to roll into touch there. With a couple of players down as it should be Siena ball.
Yeah, that's pretty untidy there from Ollie Corbett. Normally solid with ball in hand and also carrying, but he just got his time in there wrong and he throws the ball into touch. And Siena, look, they're starting to fight themselves back into this game. Again, it's only 10-0. This definitely can be, this score can be caught for sure, but they've just got to get the set piece right. And also what I've been noticing, they're missing a lot of first up tackles, and that's allowing Brown to build momentum and just dictate the play. So they've really got to sort out that first line of defense so they can really get themselves back into this game.
Mentally and emotionally, you really have to think that they would like to score next and start to cut that scoreline down.
So even here, you see we're starting to go a little bit lower. There's a jackal opportunity there. Brown are on there. You see Ollie Corbett, he just got his feet a little bit muddled up here. See how he stops? He got himself off balance and he twisted. And then that's when the ball goes beyond his support players. Trickles into touch. But just a technical over there from Ollie Corbett.
Like his knee is around a bit hard there. Gabriel, number 7 there at the tail. Placements.
Yeah, he's the receiver.
Prop there. We're number 27 for Siena.
Okay. Here we go.
Siena ball. Bronkhorst to throw this one in. See who his target's going to be. They're going to go to Senan Grove. He's going to knock it back to the Coker, but it's going to be a little unclean. They're going to have to start flat-footed inside their own 22.
Good.
Into the contact they go. See where they decide to go. They've got a long distance to go, so they may get a couple of phases here and look to the boot, but Brown going to try to hold this one up. Looked like it was Bronkhorst bringing that one in. Referee said it is held up, so if this doesn't materialize, it's going to be a scrum for Brown University. Referee says, you've got to use it, Siena. You really got to use it soon. The referee's going to whistle it. He's heading up. We'll have a scrum here to Brown.
Okay.
That's where they would want.
All right.
Yeah, wonderful technique there to make it to become a maul and then eventually get that turnover. It was like, it wasn't even a double tackle, it's a triple tackle, and you can see the Brown team, they're very happy with that.
9.5.
So as we look back there, we got a little bit upright in his running. You can see how he was 2 upright, and then there's 3 Brown players there. They get the hands underneath the armpits so he can't drop. Another person's on the ball. You can see his hands underneath his armpits. He just can't sink. It's great technique. 3 guys around the ball. That's when he gets the turnover.
Bronkhorst, 2 runners there for Siena. They wound up turning that one over. Surprise there as Dylan Lewis gets it in. The usual Brown shove. See if they can get an advantage here. Looking for it, but just going straight back at the moment to Siena. So ball still in. Estevez with a good front foot ball is going to take it right into the number 10 there. Isaac Frost gets the worst of that one, but knocked on eventually. A little unlucky there. It's going to be a scrum for Siena, but what a shot from Estevez.
Yeah, big carry. Again, I'm surprised there wasn't a scrum advantage there because that Siena scrum got completely blown up. But Estevez with that first initial bump, just look how he sinks into contact there, and then he powers through him and he goes for the other one. And just as he went for that second shove, he lost control of the ball. So well done, Siena, putting themselves in a position to get the ball back.
9, you're inside.
Siena scrum. About 2 minutes left on this yellow card for Siena off of that scrum infraction down on their own line. Have to win this ball as the Coker to put this in yet again. Trying to get the jump on it.
On the far side, right here.
Siena, but it looks like it's going to be a penalty or a free kick against Brown. So Siena on the run here, short arm free kick penalty. McCallum takes it in. Players trying to dig in over it from Brown. Have they gotten it? The referee's going to whistle. That player was off their feet there for Brown. It's going to be a full penalty this time. The Siena Saints.
Yeah, similar to the penalty Brown gave away at the breakdown just a few moments ago. Ollie Corbett on this occasion, he was first there. He had rights to the ball, but he left his feet. He went straight down, and then that's when that turnover happened. So if we just look back at it here, Ollie Corbett, great leg chop tackle. He's gone for the ball. And see how he dives off his feet there. That's a clear penalty for a referee to give.
Going quick are the Siena Saints. Ron, of course, make a little bit of room there again. Brown players trying to rip it away. Going to come back to Siena. Siena trying to get a roll on here as we have just over 7.5 minutes to go on the game clock in this first half. Good battle coming into the breakdown here. Henry Gabriel is trying to get that one in. It's going to be a pick and go off the back from McCallum, just trying to make a little room with another penalty against Brown. Gabriel not rolling away this time. Ball is going to be to Siena again.
That's only their 4th penalty overall.
Sportsmanship there from Gabriel. McCallum looks like.
And they've been spread out
over. Brown putting a lot of pressure on at the breakdown, but that's 3 penalties now. If I was a Siena captain, I'll be having a little word with the referees and go and say how many penalties. If we just look back at this one there, so he's got all rights to the ball. He's going for it. Second ruck.
Thank you. Thanks, Peter.
So there's a good competition right now. I mean, he goes for the ball. So it wasn't the jackler, it was the tackler who was not rolling away, which deemed it's not a clear ball. Jackler was fine there, but Junior Gaffin, number 12, didn't roll away quick enough.
What's that?
Siena attacking opportunity inside the Brown half. For the first time in a while here, they want to make the most of this. They take the penalty. Good push downfield. Broncourse picks that one up. They're going to get their line out together. See what their inspiration is for an offensive attack here.
The second one, someone else went there
have
first.
A 6-person lineup.
Yeah, I guess. But you got away, so I was happy.
You see at the front.
Yeah. Yep. Just take one more step back, so I know you're the receiver. Thank you.
See where they're going to go with this one. They're going to take to the front, go to the back. Gabriel's out chasing this one. Gabriel gets it, comes down to Brown. Achua is going to put it to left boot, sees some space downfield. What a cannon that young man has on him. That bounces up and over the head. 21, Brendan Carroll gets it up in his hands and launches it downfield. Going to make a little ground, but it's going to wind up being a Brown line out here. Great attacking position.
Brilliant from number 13, Tito Ajua. He just got a cannon of a left boot, as you said. He sends that ball long. All Siena can do is retrieve the ball, kick it back. Massive net game there from Brown. But that just shows you the power of kicking and kicking long, particularly with a right and left foot option. Really important for balance for attacking kicks.
5-player line out here from the Brown Bears. Corbett at the front. Inside to go. Just going to go quick there to Corbett. Steady hands, big drive coming to the ball like their scrum. This is a big power point of their game. I think Alec Brundle trying to hold that one there, trying to work his way through for Siena. He is just part of this right now. As they continue to drive inside the 22, they're going to break off the back eventually. Going to go down there. Looks like a little Hasso on the ground. Ball to Lewis. Lewis moves it out. They've got a number of runners here. Wansanur is going to get it in the second receiver position. He's held up by the Siena Saints. Well held up by the Siena Saints. But gets up over the ground and pops back to Siena. Siena is going to be on the run here. They get a little move on. fractured field here as Brody Passy takes it to the ground. Ball coming out, looking for a run. It looks like Barundle. Barundle gets it to the ground.
Okay, we're playing on.
Alec Barundle from London,
clear.
England.
And you're too far away.
London Welsh. Back on the midfield on Burridge, it looks like. Ball stolen away. Good penalty by Brown. It's a battle around the breakdown, Craig. It is monumental
Number
this
8
evening.
first in.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Again, once it's huge work from Brown at the defensive breakdown. They're putting maximum pressure on. Even when Siena do get the ball,
Okay,
it's not go forward ball. And you can just see Estevez, look how he gets his feet in a wide base. He's first there. This time, he stays on his feet. He withdrew that initial shunt from the attacking support player, wins his team a penalty. So he's been a right menace right now at the
clips, okay?
breakdown. If we just look at the technique here. Wide base. Wins the shoulder height battle, stays in the fight, stays on his feet, textbook turnover.
Yeah, under 3 minutes.
Meantime, Tito Ajua launches one
changing your
downfield.
mind.
Brown, another 5-meter line out here. Let's see what they decide to do this time. A little trick play around the front, just didn't work out last time.
Guys.
See if they go back to the power game. Elgin Dari at the front. They do indeed go to the front. They're going to drive this one. Power coming on. Players fall in there for this Siena team, but in and reaching over Brown. It looked like Gabriel try awarded another 5 points here to Brown. Gabriel a little slow to get up, but he gets his just rewards.
Yeah, we talked about Henrique Gabriel at the top of the show. The guy's just absolutely everywhere in defense, in attack, in mauls, in scrum. He's a brilliant player, and he got his reward there. Any chance he gets a sniff at the try line, he goes for it, and he's really well built. So just as we look here,
you're perfect right there.
shortened up the line out, and then they turn on the maul. Ollie Corbett, I think, was looking for the penalty here. He felt he was sacked. Ollie Corbett in the red scrum hat there. But just look how they break off and they continue. Leg drive, power, and then he's got the wherewithal to reach out, gets the ball on the line. That's all what's needed. Henrique Gabriel with his team, a really important 5 points there.
And as we work our way towards halftime here, the important points there for the Brown Bears. Alonso Noor lines up to add another 2 here, bring it to 17-0. Alonso Noor, Lyon Provence, France. Gets the boot to this one, pushes it. Looks like it's just going to go a little bit wide to the right there.
Yeah. 1 minute.
To move on here will be a restart coming from Siena.
1 minute.
Take a look at Alonso Noor.
1 minute.
Just once again, we look at the Brown really trying to get that more. It's just how they splinter off. They withstood that pressure, and then just a power play there from Henrique Gabriel to get the try.
Time to run.
Last restart, well taken by the Brown Bears. Good pressure coming from the Siena Saints on these. Certainly know it there as Frost puts one up. Goes to the side of the field this time. Well taken.
You're good, you're good.
Right back into the action is Henrique Gabriel to come in and get that one on a bit of an angle. Show, move forward.
3 is fine. 3 is fine. The 4 is fine.
Ollie Corbett.
20 seconds.
A little 2-step before he decides where he's going to go. Player goes away eventually for Siena. So ball off there to Estevez. Estevez gets one to Elgin Dari. He shifts one off there. Nice little move to Gabriel. Gabriel's now got 3 players. He's driving backwards. You know, Tanisi finally takes him
9, full time.
down to the ground.
Hands away.
Come back here. It's going to be a penalty.
It's full time in the half, but you have a penalty here. They were cleared well beyond the ball. Cleared beyond the ball.
So we look back there. There's a lot of chatter going on right now. You can see the referee. He's telling both teams, please keep quiet. I've got control of this. So really important to watch out there. There could be penalties and yellow cards coming here, John.
Okay.
It could be. You see Ollie Corbett having a chat right there to make sure they're talking about it and what they're doing. Ollie Corbett up for a good debate at all times. I'm sure the Siena players are. That Lake having a great game so far. We're going to step aside for halftime of this Division I Liberty Conference Championship matchup. It is a good lead here for the Brown Bears, but Siena are explosive. We'll be back with the second half in just a few minutes, so why don't you stay with us for that.
it's 2 tournaments. We do it on both the men's and the women's side as an opportunity to get our players together from around the country to come in for a tournament. And each side, each all-star tournament has separate regions, and managers of those regions go out and identify and select players to come in for the competition. This year's competition is going to take place in Round Rock, at the Round Rock Athletic Complex outside of Austin, Texas. The men's tournament will take place on January 6th and 7th, and the women's tournament will take place on January 20th and 21st. We're trying to standardize that process. One of the reasons that I came in to help NCR with the tournaments was to try to standardize that approach a little bit. Right now, we're still in a situation where that's controlled at the region level. So each region is using a different means of identifying talent as well as inviting players in. And so one of the goals for us over the next few years, this is my, I came in last year late, and so it's my first full year in the role. So one of my goals and being involved is to try to standardize that nomination process for a couple reasons. One, so that everyone's using the same process and we all start to kind of understand how it works. And then number two, so that we can start tracking and identifying players ourselves as an organization. For us to start at NCR as a global unit to start identifying players at the what I would say the national level rather than just at the regional or local level. A lot of fun. I mean, look, one of the primary reasons we do this is to increase value and experience, through our events and programmings for our members, right? So, I think there's a lot of value added for these players. Most teams come in anywhere from Tuesday to Thursday. They meet some of their teammates for the first time. They're getting into some training sessions together. They have a couple of days of build up, and they play together in this tournament. Again, it's a little bit different. Some of the teams last year were able to hold a couple of camps and actually hold a couple of training sessions before they came. But some regions are a little more geographically challenged. If you look at the West or the Midwest, a lot of those teams are pretty far apart. So it's really hard to kind of bring those teams together ahead of time. So some of them, they're meeting for the first time when they get there. But it's a great experience. They're getting off the plane together. They're traveling to the hotel. All the teams stay in the same hotel. They're traveling back and forth and training at the complex leading up to the tournament. And then the tournament, is an opportunity to, have 2 full days of rugby against some of the best players in the country. Yeah, I guess I see it 2 ways on both the men's and the women's side. I think there's 2 unique things about an all-star event. Those players who are the best player on their team also get to raise the level of other players, right? So it's an opportunity for someone who maybe played small college to get to rub elbows with some Division I players and learn and train next to those players. But I also think it's a valuable experience for those D1 players to practice some leadership skills, maybe to pass on some fundamentals that maybe some of the players aren't getting exposed to. So I think that cross breeding is extremely important. We're really encouraging these regions to include those small college teams in the tournament. Both by having a Rising Stars competition where we can get some of those smaller colleges represented, but we're also encouraging our regions to select those small college players into those all-star rosters as well. And so, to me, I think it's a huge value. And frankly, one of my goals is to increase those kind of opportunities for the small college player and those scholars, maybe players at D2 or D1 AA. And get them some exposure. One of our focuses is to really expand the opportunities for these players. There's a couple of pillars important to me. I think one, player and coach development. I think we've got to increase our role in on and off field growth for both our players and our coaches. So we're looking to bring in some more training and some hands-on courses for our coaches and our players. And also experiential opportunities for our players. I know Smarto brought in some of the PR7s coaches last year and had the women go through some training sessions with their coaches. So I think those kind of opportunities, we're going to try to increase those. I also think looking at expanding our touring and what we're doing with these players. In other words, having that all-star event in January be the start of our calendar. And looking for other opportunities for these players to compete, whether it's overseas or domestically. We had, I'll just use, Tri-States as an example. That they have an all-star team and also a Rising Stars team. And, I think some of those players, of those 30, maybe 5 of those guys get to go on tour somewhere else in the year, and I think that's the way we're looking at it is, can we add some other value here, some other tournaments, other opportunities to play? Look, if players are looking to get involved with the All-Star tournament, I'm happy to be a conduit for that. Players can reach out to me. My contact information's on the website. But you can also identify there the regions and who's leading those regions on our website. And so if you're unsure of where you sit, maybe reach out to me. But if you know your region, if you're sitting out here in Connecticut, you're going to be linked to Tri-States. You can reach out to this Tri-States region. And all of those teams, we're developing right now the nomination form for those region managers to send those forms out to the team. So all the teams will have,
Welcome back to Rafferty Stadium. There's a Liberty Rugby Conference D1 championship game. The Brown Bears lead the Siena Saints, but it has been a pretty tight matchup. The first half, Craig Wilson, super physical.
Yeah, really physical. Lots of big hits out there. Big competitions at the ruck.
Okay?
Yeah, it's been massive contact out there.
Okay.
And the contact coach gives his word, Craig Wilson. I'm John Broker, joining this man for the second half. Raphael Lonsanor of Brown gets us underway. Ball gets caught up in the lights here. It's in Ollie Corbett's hands nearly. He pushes it out in the hands of Cortabaria, but there's a knock on there. Referee is going to come back after a couple of knock-ons. That started there quick. Brown's going to be running from right to left on the field. Siena from left to right for this half. Siena is down a little bit, but that is the first knock on the lights as we take a look at it here off the restart.
Yeah, very similar to the initial kickoff. Siena just getting caught there. They didn't see the ball, must have caught it in the lights. Ollie Corbett very nearly got the ball, but as he tried to play it there, he knocked it on. This is wonderful Brown position for Brown, so they can get that first scrum. Even if it's defensively, they're still going to be licking their lips for this one.
It was actually Teo Romero from Montevideo, Uruguay, had that ball. Eventually at the end there, big pressure coming out from Brown. The scrum has been a talking point, certainly, but it squirts out the back here. Referee's going to bring it back. Don't know if the number 9 knocked it on. They have. Did under the pressure there. Frederick Coker just knocked that one on. So Brown is going to start off this half in their happy place.
Yeah.
A scrum at the 5-meter line.
Yeah, absolutely, John. They've just put maximum pressure on. Defensive scrum. They forced the turnover. The pressure led to a knock-on. The 9 couldn't get that ball away quick enough. And then that allows now Brown to set their stall out. A big scrum. Probably like before. I can't imagine this is going to go out to your backs, John. Estevez, number 8, keeping at his feet, trying to draw that penalty in.
They've not gotten the penalty try off of any of these as they were driving in. You see the try line back there. The defense for Siena is right there. So you see a stacked back line there. The ball comes in from Lewis. And a free kick here. There goes Estevez. Estevez looking for the room. He's going to barrel over one. He's over the try line, but can't he get the ball down? He cannot, but he's wherewithal to get it back outside of the try line so they can go again. Players had it. Looked like they came offside there, but Brown has an advantage. Lewis is going to go wide. They're going to try to make something out of this. Ajua gets the pass away. Portabaria. Hey, Romero. I'm getting my numbers wrong here. Two new guys that look kind of alike. The Uruguayan is going to get a try, first-year player. And another 5 points. 2 minutes in. Teo Romero, number 11.
Thank you.
Great play from Brown, absolutely. They just took their opportunity, but what I loved about Estevez, he knew the free kick was coming, so he disconnected there from the scrum, and he was ready to tap and go. Really smart. It was just brilliant, brilliant play from Estevez, and then he had the wherewithal as well to get that ball back and then move it into the wider channels where Brown could walk in. He won't get an easier try than that.
That'll be something to be very pleased with when they start this half. Brown to extend that lead. Siena will be ruining that mistake there in the kickoff as Lonsanor lines this one up. There's a little preparation. Kickers have their routine, as does this man. Wansanur launches that one. Assistant referees keep their flags down, so no 2 points on the end of that. But first try for Brown, very important to get those points on the board in this Liberty Conference Championship matchup.
Yeah, just look back, just moving that ball into the wider channels, but the damage was done before. It was those early hit-ups. One, it was a scrum, then from the free kick, and then you won't get a simpler try than that.
Ross gets us underway again, hangs one high. That one this time knocked on by Brown. These restarts, these lights must be having some effect on these players.
Yeah, both teams are really struggling in the restart, and this is exactly what the Siena Saints needed. This is their big opportunity. They can't let the score get away from them, and 20-0 is already a pretty big deficit with the way Brown are playing. But Siena have got a chance. They've got field position now. Just need that ball in and out. We haven't really seen them go through too many phases, and that's exactly what we're going to need now, just so we can get a bit of momentum, something to fight for.
Back row McCallum Grove and Kapitanakis there. They want to get this ball moving first. They have to get a quick ball out under the pressure of this Brown Bear scrum. They do. Ball looked like it was spilled forward there, but referee said it went back. It wound up at Dylan Lewis's hand, so good work there by the Brown scrum half.
Keep moving, Sienna. Good job. Good job, 5, right there.
Ball comes out, just a little feed there, a little tip pass on. Good work. Brown continue on their run here, but penalty, player not rolling away for the Siena Saints. So Brown, opportunity to push this one downfield. Good work on the ground by Henry Gabriel.
Yeah, referee Matt Lake, he's been on that all game. He's been refereeing very consistently. Once the tackler's made the tackle, he wants them to roll away because they know both teams are going to go in for a poach. You can't stay in there. It's really well refereed.
What's that? Oh, yeah, yeah.
Good work downfield. They get it well inside the Siena half.
You'll tell me when you
tips
know.
play there. You see, it was an opportunity to get the jackal in. The tackler just stays in the fight just a little bit too long. That doesn't allow a clean placement from Brown. And that's where the penalty is given.
I got back.
He's been hot. He's been hot on that today, John.
Tanisi's been a USA South U23. The team of the tournament when Siena won the small college championship. Ball up to Corbett, not contested there by Siena. They're working to stop this maul and having a bit of trouble with that as the Brown maul works its way forward. Players just joining here. Ball's at Corbett's hands in the back. Continue driving. The Siena players trying to work their way through, but they've made 10 meters so far, have the Brown Bears, and they're not content with that. They're just going to keep this moving. Corbett has ball in hand. Corbett with Lewis at the back, just calling in. You see Estevez join there. They'd be happy to work this right to the try zone if they can. It would be a real statement from the Brown Bears, and they are working their way in that direction. Ball's the back. Players diving in all over it. We'll see if they can get to it. Ball down. Referee whistles. It's a try. The Brown Bears, about a 40-meter maul there, have put 5 points on the board. That is some power from this team from Providence.
Oh my word, I'm not sure that I've seen a longer driver maul than that in all my years watching rugby. This is going to be replayed for a long time, and it's absolutely excellent. Let's look back at this. We might be talking for the best part of a minute here, John, because you can just see it's about 40 yards, 40 meters out, and then it was just good timing. And once that momentum got going, you can see Ollie Corbett in the red scrum hat. Looks how he works his way back into the position. It's just a well-oiled machine, and they're all driving their legs. Look how hard they're working their legs. They're staying in the fight. They're staying strong, and Siena are working hard. They're putting a lot of pressure on, but just look how they're riding it. They take their time. They're patient. Ollie Corbett's still back there. Even as they started to get closer to the try line, they didn't rush. And that was an epic, epic try. And I think we're going to be seeing that for many years to come, John.
They scored from long distance, and Lansenor converts that one as we see the end of it here. Let's see who wound up touching the ball to the ground. Or Tabaria, the flanker, now wing, get involved there. A couple of other players, even Corbett, that eventually touched it down to the ground.
Peter, tell Rob we need
with themselves, the Brown Bears. Another restart to come here from the Siena Saints, as that hill gets just a little higher to climb for this team.
Thank you, Peter.
From Loudonville, New York, just north of Albany. Siena College building a great rugby program there with Jaco Visser, Greg Matthew. Ball goes up, knocked on by Siena, so it's going to be a scrum here. Restarts either way, been a bit of a mess tonight.
Absolutely, and Sienna now they've got to dust that one off, because that is, let's be honest, pretty demoralising. That was a tough one to take, but they've just got to dust themselves up. There's still plenty to play for. They've got to give it a go. They've got to chip away, and just stop this well-oiled machine that is Brown right now.
Fine. Set.
Ball in here, and it looks like Keiko Hachisuka has come into the game, the reserve scrum half. Dylan Lewis had a little bit of a calf problem last week, so probably 3-7-0, want to save him. Get an advantage there, did Brown, but Estevez is going to hoof that one downfield and chase it himself, try to put some pressure on. Siena deep inside their own zone. You see the replacement there, Brendan Carroll getting back on that ball. Carroll, a freshman from Buffalo, New York.
Good job, 21.
Does a good job stopping that one there. Brown trying to disrupt. You know, Tanisi is going to take matters into his own hands, try to make a little ground. The big number one for this Saints team.
Yeah, I got you.
Coker works that one back.
All onside.
Launches one high into the Fairfield evening. Not going to make touch.
Never touched.
Like that hit came in a bit before, but referee Lake says let's play on. Siena recovers her own kick. So a bit of offense here for the Saints. Saints looking to put some big runners through. Get the motor running. Ball comes out across the back. Looking for a long kick. Play some territory game. Ball comes down there. Little step again. That is the Uruguayan freshman, and gets the ball to Ajua. Ajua can't get clear of the defender there. Good work coming over it from the Siena Saints, and they indeed turn that one over. And quick to the ball. That breakdown battle has been fascinating.
He wants the ball. Give it to him.
Ball up to Callum. Gonna have a run. Try to catch Brown offside. Doesn't.
Good job.
Coker has a target. Gets it there to Harvey Hogan. Haven't seen too much of Hogan. Hogan gets the ball, winds up in Holloway's hands. On the run they are. Running out of field down there. A little step out, little step in. Senan Grove eventually gets taken down. The assistant referee spots it. Taken into touch by the Brown defense. The Brown line out, but some endeavor there from the Saints.
So it's the first sign there from Siena. We've shown a bit of go forward. Nice footwork there. For all money, I thought as this offload went in, I thought Tito Ajura was going to be away, but great turnover here from Ben Burridge to get that ball away. That allowed this attack to happen. Just moving that ball into space.
My mark is here.
Grove, he really turned it on. He looked fast, but he just ran out of room there. He's going to be a little bit disappointed. The last thing you want to do is run out with the ball once you've just got that possession. But it gave a little bit of life, and it shows you what Siena can do.
10 minutes into the second half, 27 points in it right now. The Brown machine rolls on. I'm not sure they're going to get a 70-meter driving ball try, so they're going to go to the backs with this one to Ajua off the left boot. He's going to push it downfield and find touch. It's going to be another Siena lineout, but a little further down this time. Didn't make much ground, so it's going to be well inside
Brown, you'll be here.
the Brown half of the field.
You have this line here, the 22. Yeah, he's on his mark. You're with him? Yeah, half step in.
Siena gets it up into the hands of Brundle. Going for their own ball there. It's going to the ground legally, according to the referee, Matt Lake. So on the run now are the Siena Saints. Good first phase there, getting the big boys involved. Tanisi loves to have a rumble. Kingswood College graduate. Brown trying to drive over that one, so the referee says it's okay. So it's going to be slowed down, but it's going to come back here. Bronkhorst has it. Bronkhorst gets it in. Players from Brown trying to come over. We have a penalty there. That was just a little over anxious.
Number 4,
Back for a penalty for Siena. Great attacking opportunity for them. You'd think they have to go to the corner with this.
Absolutely. As you just look back here, Brown put in maximum pressure on at ruck time. They're making this an absolute mess. But on this occasion, you just let their discipline go through, not through the gate, from the side, right in front of the referee. Very easy decision to give. And I like this tap penalty play. Keep it away from a set piece.
Bronkhorst is going to go out to the back, so he can run on the middle of the field, a little wraparound play. Training ground move. Will it work for him? Can this player get his knee to the ground? He does. Gaffa couldn't quite hold him up there. Siena on the run. Siena and putting some of the big boys through there. That's Harvey Hogan. Harvey Hogan, the freshman from Limerick, Ireland, at Castleroy College. Long bridge pass, kind of stays up in the air there, so it doesn't get to go forward they'd like.
Good run. Good, good, good.
Sienna, Tanisi. Tanisi's going to step inside. Stolnik unafraid. Right at the ankles there. Well, back up. The second rows get it across. Brundle to Hogan. Driven back. Holloway in the first receiver spot. He's going to go for a little boot there. Ball's going to bounce in all sorts of different directions. And touchdown there by the Siena Saints. Good little work there. Bounce the ball. The sophomore Luca Holloway. London, England is going to touch that one down. The Saints are on the board.
I like this from Siena. They've started to mix it up. It all came from that tap penalty play. They don't want a set piece, and they're just moving the point of contact. A nice little tip pass there. Even though they get a good shot on, they've got good, clean ball. And there's a lovely vision here from Luca Holloway. Just chips it over the top, the bouncing ball. He stays in the fight, and he reacts first, and he gets himself a well-deserved try there. But that's the blueprint for Siena now. They need to mix it up. They don't want an arm wrestle. They want to make this game as loose as possible. Attacking kicks, quick movement.
The kick was good. Take a look at Luca Holloway there. So it's 7.
Okay,
the 7 lead here for the Brown Bears.
They can sack with more than one person.
Still a big hill to climb for Siena, but showing right there that they can do it with this kick from Holloway. As Craig said, important for them to keep mixing things up here, really throw the kitchen sink at this Brown Bears team now.
Going left? Thank you.
Lansanur to kick this one off. Lansanur. He starts, been a little tricky tonight for both teams, so pressure coming down from Brown. Well taken there by Siena. Brundle, but immediately penalized. Player's not with him. Brundle not happy. Whips the ball unintentionally one of his teammates there.
Yeah, just as Brundle looks for a carry, then it's the double tackle. Great technique. He's there, he's in the fight, and he won the shoulder battle. That's what's absolutely crucial. You've got to win that height, because then you can withstand the clear out, and that's exactly what happened there. Yeah, number 5, Alec Brundle, is a bit upset. There's not much he could do there. He went for a strong carry, but his support just wasn't there, John, to clear him out, and this is massive for Brown. As soon as you score, you really want to try and get that possession back. That's what happened to Brown. Now Siena are back under the pump.
Hasso has a ball here. Brown will line out here. See where they decide to go. They're going to go to the middle there. Going to drop it back. A little trick play here. They have a rumbling maul going on at this point. They're headed towards a try line. I'm not sure anything can stop them at the moment. Player hits the ground. Referee leg spots it. We have another try. It looks like the big freshman. The big freshman jumped on top there. It was Hasso, the hooker, is going to take that one. And Joe Hasso touches down 5. What a little shift of direction there from this Brown Bears team in the lineout.
Yeah, absolutely. Coach Dave LaFlamme is having a field day with the trick plays tonight. Everyone expected that they were going to catch in the middle and drive a maul. Yes, they did eventually maul, but it was from a shift play. As you say, you can see those 2 distinct pods. The ball goes to the middle, and then it's a quick turnaround, shift the point of attack. You can see that Siena were expecting that drive in the midfield. They sheared off to the left, and now it's all about momentum. You are not slowing that down legally. They didn't get it there in time in terms of from Siena point of view, and drive it over. But that shift play, that change of attack, now when the opposition are starting to analyze these plays, what do you start to do? Because now there's multiple threats. So now they're starting to layer on pictures for player of rugby.
So Nino Tanisi, who's been such a great player tonight, the junior for Siena, just overran that, trying to hit that second pod there. And they shifted it back, and they were able to get that one right in. So not a problem. That one's not going to go in, however. It's worth 32-7. Another look.
Yeah, look, just watch Siena there. They're expecting them all, so they're starting to get designed to stop that, and then the shift play. So now they've found themselves on an edge. And we're just looking at the ball. It's a nice little shift back, and then it's just great timing, and then the maul was already started, and they were away.
Tackle!
Brown player gets his feet to the ground. It's a tackle, so referees can bring him back and penalize. He penalized Brown similarly before, so fair call here.
And you could hear clear communication from a referee. He says you've got to release. He's on the ground, tackle. Siena just stuck in that fight a little bit too long. There's the penalty.
Yes. Yep. Or I can get behind. I'm just trying to see that dot down. Yeah, I'll get wider.
Jua with the left boot. They're going to try to push this one downfield, take another line out.
Okay. Green 4.
Just inside the Siena Saints half. It'll be a line out here for the Brown Bears.
Thank you.
Rafferty Stadium, Fairfield University playing host to this Liberty
Yeah, it's on the white.
Conference
It's on the white.
Championship Day.
It's only been
Lots
60
of great
minutes,
games.
guys. I'm sorry.
Ancient rivalry. Yale beat Harvard today by a point in their Cormac Cup match. Ball out there. Hachisuka gets it in the middle of the field. Little wrap around there for Dyer. They switch it back in. Looking to get a run here. Portabaria,
Good work.
Florida player, went to Belen Jesuit in Miami. Ball out, Hachisuka. Good footwork there from Brown. Hachisuka again. They've got some width out here if they can get it. Ajua hold it just for a second. Rosenmeyer with deft little hands for a big boy. Ball seems like it eventually went forward there. They come back, did go forward, so it's going to be a scrum here for Siena.
The forward pass, yes, I guess.
Brown's starting to go through the phases there, and
You
just,
can bring
just
it
to
up with
force
Mikey over
that
on the
little bit of a
not
forward
one to-
pass.
I'm not-
Just look
I'm not
as
one to
Brown's
pass
starting
left,
to
but I'm gonna
build.
pass
They're
left.
getting a nice bit of shape, and over the last few weeks, John, you can see that it's starting to stick now for Brown. Like their team shape outside of the set piece is really starting to come together. You can see right now that's a return play. Okay, they've got the technique just a little bit long there. It looks like a slight forward pass. It just leaves his hands. Yeah, going forward, easy decision for the referee. But you can see they're trying to do a bit of shape, and that was a return play. Didn't quite go right.
However, the scrum is going to come back their way. Players diving all over. Sending girls need to hold it, but to get into the hands of Ajua, there's ripped out. Tanisi has it now. Tanisi moves it back. Siena moving it across field. They're trying to shift the point of attack here, as Craig said, and just throw everything at them is what they're doing. The number 11 there, Emmett Earl, gets a hold of that one. Earl into the contact. The Holloway, the try scorer, has to accept a distributor role. Instead, he decides to go for a little run. Ajua over the top of that one. Ball squirts out the back. Tanisi has it. He has to do a little move in there so they can get the ball to the ground as they go out the back.
No,
They're looking
50-22.
to go to that width. Ball's out into the hands of one of the Brown players. A little bounce up to Lonsanur. He's going to put that one up in the air for Cortabaria to chase. Cortabaria, pressure on here. Saints can just knock that one back. They're at their own 50-meter line. Nice little break there from the Coker. The ball squirts out of his hands. Now kicked. A mess of a game going on just here at the moment.
Is he in front of the kicker?
Scrappy play. Someone's going to need to settle it down to Coker. Will want to do this for the Siena Saints. As they get the ball up there to the replacement prop.
Lost. Didn't get enough. Play it out.
A lot of forwards coming through here for the Siena Saints.
Away.
Ollie Corbett thought he was clean over that one. He was not, according to the referee. So Nino Tanisi is going to take this one. Good work by Brown there to get back 10. Tanisi takes on Estevez. Little move there from Luca Holloway. Looking for some space himself again. Doesn't find it to Coker. This time moves it out. Takes it by Pinar. Looking to get a run is Burridge, the captain. Ball winds up in Brown hands. Brown players throwing that ball around, maybe taking it a touch.
Nothing came.
See what the decision is here from the referees. Looks like it was a knock on there by Siena. So it should be a Brown scrum.
I wasn't sure there was going to be
Yeah, it's getting a bit frantic there. The ball was back and forth. The Siena are just trying to mix it up. They're trying to change it. And I really like Luca Holloway, number 12. He's really been trying to give it a go. He's getting his hands on the ball a little bit more. Just as you can see, he's trying to offload and contact. They're just really trying to change that point of contact now, and they have to. Yeah, they need to really change the picture because the arm wrestling's not particularly working for them. But yeah, I'm really enjoying how Luca Holloway is starting to get himself into the game.
All right, everyone just stay bound. Thank you.
Listen to me, boys. Tight.
Hachisuka to put this one. Hachisuka, senior from the Woodlands, Texas, but went to Shawnigan Lake School. With ice hockey as well, up in a rugby hotbed of Canada. Vancouver.
Up. Or down, and then up.
Must be west of Vancouver, somewhere up there. As the ball's going to come in again, it just fell down.
Get closer, get your hips in, keep his hips in. So that's what I'm seeing, okay? All right, let's go.
Huh? Yeah, I have, mate, yeah.
I'll admit I was way fatter back in the day.
Bind on your lock.
Yeah.
Tight, tight.
Thank you. Crouch. Bind. Set. Keep those hips in.
Ball in from Brown. Gonna get some pressure on. Good defensive scrum here from the Siena Saints. Just what they needed. The referee's going to whistle this one up and he's going to penalize Brown. Good work there, Siena Saints. Little victories right now. Very good for this team. We're 23 minutes into the second half.
I'm not giving you that. I'm not giving you that.
Shannon Grove runs into one of the Brown players who was retreating. So referee Matt Lake says, I'm not giving you that. You just ran straight into him. So all's fair. You can take a quick tap, but you're not going to get the extra penalty as the Coker moves that one away.
Good clear out.
Players coming over. Rosenmeyer couldn't get that one loose. Looking to get it around the back. They have some runners out wide. Get it out there into the hands of Richard Pinar. Pinar, junior from Pretoria, into the game. We're number 18. Isaac Frost gets a hold of that one down the short side.
Okay.
Siena players.
Over here.
And there, Junior Gaffa coming in on the angle. So we're going to have a penalty here. Siena Saints going to go quick again. Siena Saints realize just over 15 minutes to go, down 32-7. They need a lot of quick work to make this happen. But knocked on there by Siena. In their excitement, it's going to come back and be a scrum for the Brown
We want
Bears.
to keep things where they are.
Yeah.
Easy on the cheer.
Did you see the guy on my face?
I do, but that's not what I'm asking you right now, right?
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Sounds like once again Matthew Lake, he's the referees having a bit of a chat with the players, just say less of a conversation please. Again, Luca Holloway is really just trying to make stuff happen. Number 12, and he just gets himself caught in the double tackle there, knock on in contact. Good pressure from Brown to get back 10, but also to get a double tackle in. That's to get them the turnover.
Matt Lake is talking about there. Ali Corbett's just celebrating that little win, little knock on there, and he just told him, keep the temperature down, Captain. Let's make sure we roll through this game with the good rugby we've seen so far.
We're leaning. We're both leaning. We're tired. Get closer.
Well done. Good stability.
Lake telling the front rows, get just a little bit closer there. Keep the safety on.
Keep working. Keep working. Crouch. Bind. Set.
Ball in from Hachisuka. Penalty against Brown again. Player going down to the scrum.
He went straight to ground. Number 3, too
See if
long.
they decide to go
Number
quick
3,
yet
too long,
again.
straight to ground.
Tanisi has the ball. Tanisi, 5'8", 218. Communications and digital marketing major.
Are you going corner? Corner.
They're going to go to the corner through DeCoker. Change of tactics here.
Yeah, there's 2 penalties now that Siena have got from the scrum. Maybe their captain might have a word with the referee as well, going, how many penalties, sir? But the massive turnaround, which is a big thing to do, particularly against this Brown team. And it definitely gives them life in this game. If they just need to, they need something from here.
Yeah, guys, 5 or 6.
Need to chip away.
6.
Stepping in with the 6-player lineout. They go to the middle of Brundle.
Good. Keep it up.
Good drive this time from Siena. Siena
Tackle.
taking one over the corner, so it wasn't collapsed. Taken down by Siena. Referee says time to play to Coker. Brundle's going to pick and go off the back here. Brundle
Tackle. No,
gets
we're
his
fine.
opposite number, Ali Corbett.
He's already tipping. Good tackle. Stay up.
Time.
Stay up.
Hogan.
No. That ruck's already formed.
Siena players queuing up here. Near the touch line and driven into touch they go. Brown. It should be their lineup. Assistant referee has not given us a signal yet, so we'll see what referee Lake has to say. It should be a line out here for the Brown Bears.
Green number 10.
So yeah, just got a little bit high on those carries now. You can see what they were trying to do. They were just trying to pick and go, get the momentum going. But Brown have got themselves really low. They've got themselves like track athletes. They're really low. And then soon as the Siena player starts to play the ball, they're under them and they're driving up. So you've got to win the shoulder height battle. really, really important in those tight areas. And Brown are just getting the ascendancy there right now because they're lower than the opposition.
Just a break here. Player must be down. Your replacement as Isaac Frost will be coming off the field. The senior Eldwinians Rugby Club in Manchester, England.
Is he a 7's off? Okay, so just stay right there until we know.
This does
Do you think he's coming off?
bring up a question now, particularly from a Brown point of view. You would have to say that they think this game is probably wrapped up. Now, when do you start wrapping up your starters? Yeah, do you keep them on? You go, no, we're going to power through regardless, or do you run the risk of injury? Also, do you start to bring on the subs so they get playoff experience and championship minutes? This is really important decisions now from the Brown point of view.
They do decide to do here.
Receiver,
Some of
get
these starters
2
in
meters.
for quite a bit of time.
Thank you.
Into the line out here for Brown, just around their own 5-meter line as they go to Corbett. They get the drive on. Sienna, good job stopping this one as it shears towards the touchline.
It's broken off. Play.
They drive that one forward. Good work to keep it going. Now Hachisuka a little more room, but it closes down as he gets the ball up there. Driven forward by one of the replacement forwards there.
Got the body. Leave him. Good.
Healing. Jua off the left boot. A little pressure on him there. Doesn't find the room he would like. It's going to be a Siena line out. Another attacking opportunity for the Saints. About 12 minutes gone. We'll see what Coach LaFlamme does here with some replacements.
There you go.
This is a really good period of play for Siena. Their set piece is going well. They're putting a lot of pressure on, and they've got themselves some good territory. Now, it might not mean a lot in this game now, but as they move forward, these are the bits they've got to hang their hat on because the set piece is going well, putting pressure on, Brown can't exit, and this is where you can apply pressure as a team.
Ball up the middle there, well taken by Brundle.
Yep, we have advantage.
We go to the boot immediately, looking to put some pressure on Lonsanur. Cross kick doesn't go to hand. Loud whistle here, however.
Play in the air. You hooked his arm.
As we're going to come back for a penalty against Brown. Looks like they played a player in the air at the lineout. We're going to referee Lake, so it's going to be a penalty. We'll see what the Saints decide to do here.
There's been a number of penalties now from Brown. They're starting to increase their own penalty count, and you can see the direct consequence of that is you lose territory. So it just shows you how important discipline is in the game. In the first half, Siena were given away with penalties. Now Brown are, and that's why Siena can count themselves in this area. Brown just can't release that pressure.
You guys get in the line. Get in the line. We'll tell you. 5 or 6. Hey, 5 or 6. 6.
Coming in with a 6-player lineout. This Brown team know. Line out in a good driving position. If they go to Brundle in the middle, they do not. They go to McCallum at the back. Ball falls in front of him. But Tonisi going to have another shot at it. Tonisi has some company. There's Brown trying to rip that one away. Can't make it happen, however. Here come the Saints. Saints looking for that second try here. 10 minutes to go on the game clock. Big pick and go at the back. This is the strength of the Siena Saints team. Rolling into it one more time.
Get back.
Breaking away here. Big pressure coming in from the Bears.
Don't worry.
Easy troops that time, it looks like. Coker gets it to Holloway. Holloway bobbles that one. Such a good game, the young man. The ball winds up in Junior Gappa's hands. He unloads one to Ollie Corbett. Ollie Corbett gets around a corner. Ollie Corbett has to take on Rory Wood. Winger there for Siena. Big battle comes to the ball. Comes back into Senan Grove's hands. Senan Grove puts that one up in his captain Burge's hands. He chips one over off to the side there. In the hands of Nate DeLuke, where number 17. But Coker moves it across field now. Puts it a long one. Looked like it was knocked down by a Brown player, but maybe not. It's going backwards. So Jew is going to come in and try to take that one away. Tanisi all over the place. Player came in illegally. It did one of the Siena players. Tanisi
Gotta give me the wrap.
pleading his innocence. Not going to get it. Referee Lake awards penalty here. 71 minutes into the game to the Brown Bears.
Yeah, just as we look back at the clear out here, you can see Adua. He's looking to have a go at the ball. Yeah, no arms there. Just as he's going to clean out, we need a bit more of a wrap.
Still in.
A bit more of a wrap and his direct contact to the head. I don't think it's anything more than a penalty, but you've got to be a bit cleaner in that when you're clearing out.
Ball didn't go to touch, and one of the Siena players is hacked it forward. Brown
No, go back.
into touch here, but it looks like to be a Siena line out just outside the 22 of the Brown Bears. A little bit of a run of play here.
13 Brown. Are you 13?
Ajua.
Here you go.
He is going to go off the field. Looks like Lance Newer going off the field, but he's wearing number 15.
That's a meter. I'm happy. Play the game.
Quick ball to Brundle, doesn't go straight. Referee spots it. Choice for a scrum or a line out to the Brown Bears. See what they decide to do.
Scrum.
All right, Corbett calls for a scrum immediately.
Yeah, not straight here. So just as maximum pressure, you can see that Brown are defending at the front of a line out, so it makes them go towards the back. Yeah, clearly not straight. Easy call for a referee. It's no surprise that Brown have chosen the scrum.
Fine. Set.
Chisuka gets it in. Ball goes back towards Sienna. Cheeky there from DeCoker. I didn't think that was quite out, but he's able to get it. Brown has ball back in hand, however. See what they decide to do with this. Cortabaria gets it to Junior Gaffa. He spins off a one. Spins off the same person again. Bird's trying to get him up in the air there. Junior Gaffa continues to go. Gets the ball back here. Good work from Brad Player. Played Brown football as well. Captain of Brown football his senior year. Headed to the New England Free Jacks. We have a penalty advantage here. Hachisuka comes off the side. He finds Aljandari. Aljandari, the defender, to try to run over. Hachisuka gets it back to Ajua. Ajua is going to go to the boot, launch this one into the air. Sienna well taken, but referee had an advantage there. Get back here for a Brown penalty.
Time off. Number 7 offside. No advantage gained.
Sending Grove offsides there.
You might as well contest it. That's a
Time is off.
Sure what's going on here. Might be a couple of changes coming in. Somebody getting looked at. Looks like
Number 7
Aljandari.
shot up early. Yeah. It was
Yeah, he took a bit of a big hit there.
Time is off.
Omar Aljandari, just as he was carrying into contact, and maybe she's taking a bit of sting out of the game, you know. A little rest. Just Brown have been under the pump a little bit. They've been in their own half. They're going to try and exit now, take a bit of sting out of the game, take the momentum out of Sienna's game, and then just build from here. Just as we look back at this run. So he's having a carry. It looks like he led with the elbow a little bit there.
Yeah.
Just as we look back on that, you've got to keep your elbows tucked in. He led a little bit, and he looks like he came off worse for wear.
Okay. Time on.
Big fella seems to be okay. Higher pushes that one into touchdown field. You know the line out here for the Brown Bears. 6 and a bit left on the game clock here. Referee Lake, of course, has the ultimate time.
You can see Brown now, they're really just taking the momentum out of this. They're just keeping everything nice and slow. Really good game awareness, good context. They're not in a hurry. They're just going to build here.
5-player line out here from Brown. Brown puts one in the middle of the field. It gets it there to Rose to Dolnick. Went up high that time.
It's
The team
available.
so far has the first-year player.
It's not out.
Achisuka.
50-22 is
Dyer,
on.
he pushes it downfield. Can he find some open space? Cannot. It's in the hands of
Green
Sienna.
hold.
Sienna going to go to the boot. Pushing that one towards touch. Have they found it? Have done. It's going to be a line out here for the Brown Bears with just over 5 minutes to go.
That was inside.
Brown
Yeah.
Bears will be happy to wind this one up as we're on the road to Houston
Okay, thank you.
NCR Championships,
Be right
National
here.
Collegiate Rugby
Thank you.
Championships. Players at the top. Both these teams will advance into those playoffs.
Yeah, let's hurry up.
Yeah, it's all about seeding now. First of all,
Let's go,
win
let's
the
go.
conference championship. That's a very big deal
5.
to win the Liberty Conference.
We're under 5, guys.
But also, as you said, both teams are going to go through, so there's more rugby to be played.
Iona beat AIC today to be number 3 in the Liberty Conference. Good tries for Iona. Ball in. Romero gets taken towards touch.
It's been played by like
Helter
3
Skelter,
people. It's
trying to
not
play a
quick.
little quick here.
It's been played.
Referee Lake, however, is going to slow this one down.
Brown showing some great ambition, just moving that ball. Lovely pass there from Tito Adjua. But just watch this cover tackle. Just so he gets there, he gets nice and low. Also, he's got the awareness to continue to drag him into touch. You can clearly see there, the foot goes into touch. That is a wonderful cover tackle there from the captain, Burbridge, to really give himself just something to hang their hat on, John.
Away.
Ball gets knocked down back into the hands of the Brown Bears. Hachisuka going to get this one away. Brown is going to continue to play here as they're about 45 meters out from the Siena line. Hachisuka
Fine, committed.
chip forward there, finding some space for Corbett to run onto. It's going to go into a touch.
Ollie, get out of the way.
Flom won't be unhappy about that.
Being a fucking fool.
They have a chance to go
Looks like
quick.
a penalty
You killed the chance to
against
go quick.
Ollie
Back
Corbett.
10. You knew
Trying
it
to mess
wasn't
with the ball
yours.
back
Go
there
back.
and slow things down.
You knew it wasn't yours.
Had enough of that.
Go ahead.
Nisi is going to go quick and deep inside their own end. Here come the Siena Saints. That's that man Holloway. We have seen a bit of him really trying to spark his team today as players flying into that breakdown from the Siena Saints inside the Brown Bears half right now. Over that one quickly. Can they rip this away? Have done. That is that man Estevez. He's going to go to the boot. Estevez hangs one up there. It's going to sit. So Siena will have to play this.
Inside.
Great flow of hair right there from the Siena player. Gets the ball down to Tito Adjua. Tito Adjua. He was shaping for a drop goal there for a second. Decides to go off to the right-hand side. Trying to get some runners here. Nice break coming from Sinfield, replacement player.
No
Here
50-22.
comes Brown, little chip forward into space. And look at the players on it. Algin Dari doesn't have the wheels. Can he make the defensive tackle? Player just flips by him. Looks like Corbett as well. Nice little run coming on here. Rory Wood gets that going. A little chip forward this time from Tanisi, the big front row. Ball comes around to Adjua. Adjua looking at his space. Adjua hangs that one up in the air. It's going to hit the ground and drop over. This is the foot race right here. We'll see who wins it. Down on that there is Brendan Carroll. Siena takes it forward through Carroll. They all played at Canisius High School. Siena all back and forth now as we're 2 minutes left on the game clock as the ball rolls over Romero there. Uruguayan, good job to corral that one. Good pressure coming on from Siena.
We're fine.
Right over the top there for Siena.
Number 7 on the ground.
Rewarded for that are Brown. They're just overzealous there, couldn't keep his feet. So Brown,
Number
late in this
7 on the
game,
ground.
will have the opportunity to kick this one into touch or play it quick if they like.
Tell you what, there's no wonder his body's strewn everywhere right now. That was a lung busting
No
couple
delay.
of minutes there. Just, it was a good attacking kick, good pressure
Keep
on. You
playing,
can
I'll
just
call
see
it off if we're
as the
needing it.
ruck starts to form, just
Keep
how he
playing.
goes off his feet, just as he tries to compete here. Good initial pressure. And then that energy, yeah, it was
We're under a
unfortunate.
minute.
Nino Tanisi
Yeah.
just pushed his player down, and then that's off his feet.
We're under
So
a minute.
unfortunate, but it's the right
Under a minute,
decision.
under a minute.
Yep, you're good right where you are.
Brown has pushed that one in the touch. We're at the 1 minute mark on the game clock here. Referee may have a little extra injury time or a couple of injuries during this half. We have Brown throw in.
Ball.
Front Corbett.
You're good, you're good.
Pressure
you're good.
coming on from Siena. Siena, the Saints,
That's fine.
not going quietly away in this one.
Advantage offside. Side entry
Result of
18.
foregone conclusion, but a
Let go,
penalty
let go,
against
let
an
go.
offsides player there for the Saints. So free play here for the Brown Bears. Brown get that ball to Junior Gaffa. Junior Gaffa does what Junior
We're full
Gaffa
time,
does.
full time.
Gets his way through a couple people, driving them backwards. They come quickly, hoofed into touch by the fly half there. And that's going to be the end of the contest. Your Division I Liberty Conference champions are the Brown Bears. 32-7 win over the Siena Saints. Craig, that was a great game. Brown really started to shut their stuff.
Absolutely. Big play from Brown, particularly that first half. The damage was done. Fair play to Siena. They stuck with it. The Brown
Great job,
deserved
Great
winners.
job. Well done, guys.
32-7.
Nine
It's a
fantastic
statement win.
points today.
These teams will move on. Both will be there. I think Siena got a little wake-up call here today about how some of the higher-level pressure can be in these playoff matches.
Yeah, and it all comes down to the set piece. It really does. At Championship Rugby, you have to have a dominant set piece because that allows the platform to play territory, to play fast, to play slow. The team that dominates the set piece more often will win the game.
Stay tuned to the Liberty Conference website as well as National Collegiate Rugby's website to see who's going to play where in the next round of playoffs. But your champions here are the Brown Bears. They beat Siena, an up-and-coming team in National Collegiate Rugby, and in the Liberty Conference. We'll see a lot more of them coming up in the future. So that's going to be it for us here. We'd like to thank Fairfield University and Rafferty Stadium for hosting this great matchup. Austin Ryan, Director of Rugby at Fairfield University, great job, great host today. Thank you to the university. Thank you to Brown and this Siena team, players, coaches, staff, parents, and fans for coming out, watching this great matchup that it was for the Liberty Conference. Diamond Dave Chapman, thank you so much for all the work you do for the Liberty Conference. For everybody here at Next Level Rugby, we have our camera crew, we have our technical crew, we have Mike Baker in the truck, we have Ryan, the man with the rugby plan, Ginty, making it all happen for Next Level Rugby. For Greg Wilson, I am John Broker. This has been a fun evening, and we'll see you next time at a rugby match.